Welcome back to the Modest Mushroom and happy spring. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make an orange Julius loaf cake. This cake is easy, delicious, and it's perfect for spring. And I'm so excited to share this new recipe with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do to get started is grease our loaf pan. I'm going to grease it with just a little bit of butter, and I'm also going to dust it with a bit of flour to prevent sticking. Next, I'm going to get started on mixing together my dry ingredients. So to this large mixing bowl, I'm going to be adding 2.5 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm using a half cup here for the flour because my cup was in the dishwasher, so don't mind that. And then I'll just whisk those together really quick and just set it aside. Now we're going to move on to the next step, which is basically flavoring our sugar. I thought this step was actually kind of fun. I had never seen this in a recipe before, but basically what we're going to do is put 1 cup of sugar into the bowl here, and then I'm going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of orange zest to it. I already washed and rinsed these oranges with some baking soda and just scrubbed them up a little bit. And I didn't actually have a zester, so I'm using like a cheese grater to do this, and I ended up like shaking out the zest at the end because I didn't want like chunks of orange in there. So you can either do it the way I did it, which is a little harder, or if you have a zester, you can just leave them in there at the end. And then once you have it all mixed up enough where the sugar actually looks orange, that's how you know it's ready. The next step is to start getting the freshly squeezed orange juice ready, and we need 3/4 of a cup. So I'm going to cut and squeeze 3 large oranges. Now I'm going to start putting all of the wet ingredients together. So I'm going to be adding the 3/4 of a cup of orange juice to our sugar that we already made earlier. Then I'm going to be adding 3 eggs, a tablespoon of vanilla, 1 cup of oil, and then we're going to whisk those together really well before adding that with our dry ingredients. Now all that's left to do is combine the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. So I'm going to do that in my mixer. And just like with anything else that has flour in it at the end, you want to make sure not to over mix it. And then we will pour it into our greased loaf pan that we already have ready. And I'm going to put it in my 350-degree oven for about 50 minutes. I almost forgot to mention we're also going to be adding just a couple of white chocolate chips on the top before we put it in the oven. I took my loaf cake out at about 50 minutes and I checked it with a toothpick in the middle to make sure that it was done. And it looks absolutely beautiful. Now we can go ahead and move on to the cake topping. So I'm going to start by making an orange glaze. So for this we need 1 cup of powdered sugar, a little bit of orange zest, half of an orange juiced, and then we're also going to add just a splash of vanilla. Then we just whisk everything together and we can pour it over top of our cooled cake.
This heart, yeah. Wanna feel your arms around me. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Let's forget about tomorrow, yeah. Should I hide away forever? Should I close my eyes and never again hold you tight, call you mine? Think about you every time. I remember that it's over, yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left.
Now the next thing I'm going to do is take some white chocolate chips and put them in a bowl, and I'm going to microwave them in 30-second increments in the microwave, making sure to stir them in between, and then we're also going to pour that over top of our cake.
So I've been trying hard to pretend that I'm okay. It's just a phase and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop. Can't stop. Yeah, yeah. I always knew that this would happen. Yeah. You would find a new distraction. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Can we let go of tomorrow?
And now my zesty masterpiece is finished. I really loved how this cake turned out. It was so good. It tasted just like an orange Julius. And the cake itself was like light and fluffy, but the top was like crunchy because of all the stuff I put on it. It was really good. And I hope you guys will give this recipe a try. If you are interested in more videos like this, go ahead and check out my channel for more. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.
It's just a phase and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop.